He beat 3 children to death as they slept. When his girlfriend returned home, he turned his rage on her. More after this. Hello everyone, and welcome back to AFG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis of the most popular topics in the world today. Today's video, we have a guy who turned a cold heart onto 3 children and a woman and beat them to death. Before I get into the details of the story, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to AFG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. It'll bring more people over to AFG's POV so that we can all have a good old time chopping it up, learning things new, and moving forward in life. For my normal subscribers, thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. A man beat 3 children to death with a hammer as they slept. When his ex-girlfriend returned home, he turned the weapon and killed her. Now he'll spend the rest of his life locked up. Recently, a Louisiana judge sentenced Terrance Leonard, 36 years old, to 4 consecutive life sentences for the attack. He pleaded guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder for the killings of Kristian Riley, 32. He also killed her 14-year-old daughter, her 10-year-old son, and her 9-year-old niece. Another child was injured but survived. Riley and Leonard were in a relationship. The attack happened on March 6, 2019, and Leonard attacked the children as they slept while waiting for Riley to return home from work. Leonard's mother found the 4 victims the next day. Riley, her son, and her niece were pronounced dead in the apartment. The 14-year-old was taken to the hospital where she died days later. The investigator said Leonard hid the hammer in a nearby garbage can and tried to clean the blood before he left the area. He later returned with his mom to make it look like he had an alibi. After he was arrested, Leonard said he was under the influence of drugs at the time of the killing. A neighbor told deputies she heard Riley and Leonard arguing that night of the murders. Prosecutors initially sought to the death penalty in the case, but later relented and decided to seek life in prison for the killer. Ida Rose was a family member of the victims, and shortly after Leonard was sentenced, she returned to the scene. She released balloons in honor of her loved ones. I decided today that I would stand in front of this building and release the balloons and my children's names. Let the world know that I got my victory, Rose said to the TV station. She told WWL the sentence had helped ease the pain, but it would never completely heal. We still got a long road to go, she said, according to WWL. Just because we got justice today doesn't mean it's easy and we're going to move on ASAP. We have a long ways to go still. All right, so this is a sad story. We got a guy who, well, first of all, the title to the story was saying that his girlfriend. Then as I'm reading, it says ex-girlfriend. So I'm guessing that they was in a relationship, but it went kind of sour or whatever, right? So, okay, fine. Here's my first point. If you have an ex, okay, and you was dating somebody and it just didn't work out, you have an ex, you're trying to get back together, so forth and so on, whatever the reason may be of why that person's your ex, think about that. Think about why you guys were apart. Think about why something like that actually happened, because something like this can actually happen. You know what I mean? This guy took a hammer. Just imagine you being asleep and you're being awakened to a hammer. Now, meanwhile, I got a 10-year-old daughter, okay? Now, I can't imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like, something like this happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy took a hammer. You got one side with the solid, hammer head, and then the other side with the claw. And this guy just decided to turn the hammer against the kids and waited for the girlfriend to get back and then turned it on her. and then said he was under the influence of drugs, and that's what made him do it. Now, what I will say is drugs could have played a part into it. I don't doubt that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, just the fact that, I mean, I know drugs can make you do a lot of crazy things, but just the fact that you're gonna go hit 3 innocent children, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you had an issue with the chick, okay, fine, you had an issue with the chick, you know what I'm saying? But the kids, like, you got a 14-year-old girl, a 10-year-old boy, and a 9-year-old girl that's dead because of a bad decision our mother made. They wasn't presently in a relationship. They was separated. Well, they was actually in a relationship, but they shouldn't have been in a relationship because it was his ex-girlfriend, okay? So why would you leave your ex-boyfriend at home with your kids to watch your kids? Like, I don't understand that. Then you gotta go to work. Well, can my ex-boyfriend, can you watch the kids for me? Like, that's, to me, that's not smart. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have someone that I have issues with, I'm having beef with, you know what I'm saying, watch my child. Like, we just not gonna do that. You know, we just not living like that, and, you know, it's counterproductive in my opinion, because why would you put your child in harm's way? It's your job to actually protect those kids under every circumstance that you can, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, going out there doing something like that, it makes no sense to me, and, you know, this whole situation is a terrible, terrible situation. You know what I mean? You got 3 kids is dead. You got the one woman that has to pay because she made a bad decision. And this is what usually happens when adults make bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? They bring bad people in their life. This is what generally happens. I mean, so it's an unfortunate thing that it happened to her, but we all gotta think. We gotta think about things before we make moves. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, if you going out and you dating somebody, if it's an ex, I mean, I understand you feeling a little lonely, you know, you wanna get that camaraderie back, and you wanna hopefully give another chance, and things is gonna get better, and, you know, we could do this and we could do that, and it's just, you know, is it even worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because he was your ex. You get back together, y'all getting a little small argument, because now that when you first start out in a relationship, everything is cool, wonderful, you see no issues. You get a little issue, y'all have an argument, things are said, okay, fine. Now, you go back again. Y'all start all over again, everything is cool. Now you know what not to say, but then you kind of walk in on eggshells or whatever because you don't really want to upset that person. So now, the fact that you don't want to upset them lets me know that you're not being genuine, you're not being free, you're not being yourself. So, I mean, with something like that, you know what I mean, you got to kind of, you know, get past all that. You got to be you, you know what I'm saying? If you can't be you, then it's almost to the point like, you know, well, why even be in a relationship if you just can't be you, you know? So, I don't know, it's a sad, sad story. I wish it never happened, but it did happen back in 2019. But nonetheless, whether it happened in 2019, whether it happened in 1919, or it happened in 2119, it don't even matter to me, you know what I'm saying? So, and we're not at, you know, 2119 yet, but I'm just saying. But, you know, it still never should have happened nonetheless. So it's an unfortunate situation. You know, I'm glad this guy got 4 consecutive life sentences, which means he will never get out of jail. So if he died and came back, he going to jail for life. You die and come back, you going back to jail for life. You die, you come back, you going back to jail for life. So basically, you'll never see the light of day. You'll always be a prisoner, and that's just basically how it is. So, you know, it's an unfortunate thing, but I'm glad that those people got their, you know, the family got their day in court. They got what they needed. They got what they wanted. So, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. These people out here, I don't understand it. That's the end of my story. If you like what you've heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that like button as well. Gotta bring more people over here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the more the merrier, you know what I'm saying, the better we can, you know, more fun we can have over here with these stories. And it's not really fun with these stories, but it's kind of like, you know, I like to report them to you guys because it's probably going to be a story that you're not going to see on your local news. So it's something I'm bringing up that happened and kind of, you know, shed some light on it. So, you know, but with that being said, go check me out on TikTok And be on the lookout for my Instagram page. I'll put the social media tags and all that stuff up there, you know, for the channels and all that. But in the meantime, I thank every single one of y'all for coming out. I love every single one of y'all. Y'all, please, please, please be careful. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.